We're going to start things in the Western Conference. Sounds good to me. And we're going to start at the bottom, from worst to first. Now, last year, the bottom team in the West was the Sacramento Kings, and I can't think of a good reason why that should change. The Kings still have issues at the point guard spot. They still don't have a certainly dominant big man, although they do have 2 recent first-round picks that may pan out. They're playing a very old man in Desmond Mason at small forward, and he may actually start. And in general, it's just a pretty uninteresting team that really could use a little more talent, I guess. As always, Kevin Martin will be one of the best players in the league in terms of scoring, but I would put them in for about 18 wins. That sounds about right. I want to like the Memphis Grizzlies. I think they have a lot of talent. I like Marc Gasol. I think he's a solid center. I think Zach Randolph is going to have a 2010 year. In spite of everything, he's a very talented power forward. Rudy Gay is a pretty good small forward, and O.J. Mayo may round into one of those elite shooting guards in the next couple years. I even like Allen Iverson to have a bounce-back year in Memphis. Yeah, you heard it here. If Allen Iverson gets minutes, he will produce points. Just a little note for you people who play fantasy basketball. And maybe they get something out of Hasheem Thabeet, although I kind of question that. At the end of the day, however, you know how it's going to play out. This team will end up hating each other, they'll compete for minutes, it'll get violent, it'll get ugly. Somebody like Rudy Gay will get traded, and as a worst case scenario, it might be O.J. Mayo who gets the trade, and things never really settle in, there's no chemistry. I'm going to say the Grizzlies win 22 games. Minnesota, you screwed it up. You really did. And I hate it. You know, I really like their down-low combo. Al Jefferson and Kevin Love. Sure, Al Jefferson will probably get hurt because he has a tendency to do that. And Kevin Love's better off shooting threes, and he hasn't gotten the chance to do that yet, so who knows if he'll do it this year. But I like both those guys. They know how to play. And if only you had taken Ricky Rubio in the draft and left well enough alone, maybe taking Stephen Curry with your next pick, everything would be fine. But no. You had to go with Johnny Flynn. And now, I don't know what you're going to do from the perimeter. It sucks, but 25 wins for the Timberwolves. You know, I'm a little scared about the prospect of Anthony Randolph turning into the player he can be, because he will be an elite player in this league when his talent rounds out. And if it happens now, then the Warriors become a little dangerous. They have a lot of good scorers: Monta Ellis, Steven Jackson, Corey Maggette, Andres Benedrins, however you may pronounce that. They have the rookie, Stephen Curry, coming in, maybe to fill in the point guard spot, maybe to play some shooting guard, who knows. Throw in Anthony Randolph at his full potential, and it's a show. But this Steven Jackson thing, some red flags. That's really all I got to say about that. So they'll score a lot of points, but give up a lot. I'm going to say at the end of the day they win 29. I know everybody loves the Phoenix Suns, and I know I might catch some flack for this. But last year, we saw the sun set a little bit. This year, it goes down all the way. Steve Nash, what is he, 35, 36, got the bad back. How's that going to go? What if he falls apart this year? It could happen. I like Jason Richardson and Leandro Barbosa, admittedly, but Grant Hill, he's going to break down at any time. There's no way the Amare Stoudemire thing ends well. He'll probably end up traded this year. And maybe even worse, he'll end up sulking on the bench. And they're playing Channing Frye at center. I don't like it. I'm going to say 36 wins for the Suns, and this era is over. It may be a band of misfits in Houston. They may not have Yao Ming or Tracy McGrady, or, well, I guess they have Tracy McGrady, but that's not the Tracy McGrady I know. Yeah, very tragic. But don't count the Houston Rockets out of having a decent season. I'm not saying they're playoff bound, nothing like that. But do not sleep on those guys. They do some things well. They defend the perimeter well. They shoot threes well. And I think they know what they're doing. Nobody believes in them. And I think that's going to spur them on to a 39-win season, which will be a victory for those guys. Trust me. Not quite enough for the playoffs, but they'll be around. Watch out. It will be close. Mark my words. It'll be a lot closer than some people think. You may not believe how close it will be, but the Clippers will just barely miss the playoffs. I would say put them down for about 41 wins. I know it sounds insane. They have a lot of talent. Eric Gordon, Blake Griffin, the rookie, who looks like he's going to contribute immediately. Baron Davis, who looks good so far this year. The list goes on of the good players they have on that squad. Now, they still have maybe the worst coach in the NBA, and that's why I have them just missing the playoffs. I think they win half their games this year, and I think they would win 50 if only they had a competent head coach, but tragically, no. But watch out for the Clippers. They're going to make some noise in the Pacific.